Name that tune right now, and you'll win a huge prize, that of which will be determined later when I hear who the winner is. My name's David Morgan. This is The Music Shed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications, and leave comments. I do read them sometimes. We are going back to the 90s, guys. We're going to do a series starting out with Plush. The series is on Stone Temple Pilots. Not the Stone Temple Pilots, but just Stone Temple Pilots, which I've always thought is a really strong name for a rock band. Okay, so I will say this is a cleaning out the shed, and that's usually music that I haven't heard that happened, 20 or more years ago. Some of these songs I definitely have heard. Plush, absolutely one of them. I coach rock bands in this room. That's what I do for about 3 hours a day, 4 days a week. And we've done this song Plush many times. The reason I missed out on Stone Temple Pilots in the 90s is because I'm a jazz musician. I was making a living as a jazz musician. I just graduated from studying jazz in New Orleans. Jazz, I was like totally jazz. So I missed a lot in the 90s. And this is one of the bands. So I'm looking forward to getting into a series with them, starting with Plush. I do know this song. I love this song. And we felt that it was a good one to include because it is obviously one of their greatest and biggest and most famous songs. Plush. Scott, Dean, Robert, and Eric. Let's go, Howie. Okay. Already, let's just talk about what attracts me to this just from the intro. First of all, the snare drum sound. Dude, that thing is hitting me in the face. The mix is beefy. It's rock. The guitars sound great. And the chord progression's interesting. No, that's what it is. Now I heard that the bass player, Robert, is really like a jazz musician. So he's like that likes ragtime music. So maybe that. I always found that bass line interesting. Love it. All right, so let's keep going.
So where you go into tomorrow, and I see that these are lies to come. So would you even care?
Oh man. Okay, so Scott Weiland's voice, what does it have? First of all, you get the feeling that he actually is really he means every word that he sings. He's being real, and I feel that. There's also a rock. He's got a very rock sound, there's a rasp to his voice. It's not like crystalline clear. There's a rasp to it. There's history there. There's cigarettes in there. There's life. And I got to tell you, like, the pre-chorus coming up, man. Now, I'm going to stop a lot. I'm not going to just listen to the whole thing. So if you guys don't like pausing, just go somewhere else. This chord right here, E flat major 7. Instead of going the regular triad, they decided to add that more complex harmony in there. Where you go, na, 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 na. And the melody's there too. That chord right there, it is so evocative. It's so inspiring, and it sets this mood, like a sadness. The whole chorus, just those two chords.
And I feel when the dogs begin to smell her. Well, she smell the love.
So this is the radio edit, by the way. I'm not used to this shorter version of this song. I'm used to the longer intros in the re-intro. And by the way, the drums are so huge. I get the feeling when the guy mixed this song, he mixed the drums first and then added everything else. The drums are so huge and prominent, and rock and roll music needs that.
And I feel so much depends on the weather. So is it raining in your bedroom? And I see that these are the eyes of disarray. Would you even care? And I feel it.
So what is this band and and what does this band and Eddie Vedder's band have in common? Jeez, I'm getting old. What does this band and Pearl Jam have in common? I'd like to hear some comments on that. Like who influenced who? They remind me of each other, I guess. Now, I think for me, what I'm more attracted to and prefer these guys, but that's just me.
And she feels it. Where you going tomorrow? Where you going with a mask of fire?
And God, this bass player plays. He's great because what he does, he goes like this. Listen to this, and then he goes. He starts on the third. He's not going. Na, 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 na. He's playing something a little more interesting. Ba, na, 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 na. That movement right there, he doesn't play the root right away. He plays the third of the chord. To me, that's interesting and fun and colorful, if you will.
And I feel when the dogs begin to smell her. Well, she smell the love.
Bridge.
Well, the dogs define.
Now, do you hear sometimes a bridge? This is the bridge, right? This is the section that's not going to be repeated again. Actually, I think in this song it is. Most of the time it isn't. But do you hear how the guitars, I think there was either another guitar added there, or the volume was raised. And so sometimes a bridge will take you to a quieter place. Sometimes it will stay the same. This time it's ramping up a little bit. We're getting even more intense on the bridge.
Got time, wait for tomorrow. To find it, to find it, to find it. Where the dogs divide us. Got time, wait for tomorrow. To find it, to find it, to find it.
And I always like right there when they slow down. There's like a little weird bum. It's not bum, it's bum, 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 right back into time. There's a little interesting, strange little rhythmic thing that goes on there that kind of takes those chords and it makes them a little more elastic, which I love. And by the way, I read also that Scott Weiland read an article in a newspaper about a kidnapped girl that was found dead in the early 90s, and that's what he's writing this song about. And it's his kind of feeling and take on it. And a lot of lyricists do that. They'll read a lot of articles in the newspaper, and something will jump out. Bob Dylan was someone who did a lot of that as well, especially in his early career. So for you lyricists out there, it might be something for you to try to inspire you. Just grab a newspaper and read it and see where your mind goes.
Waiting for tomorrow, but you find it, you find it, you find it.
There it is. Oh, so that's... Oh, there it is. All right.
Where you going for tomorrow? Where you going with the master found?
I like busy bass lines. I love John Entwistle. I love The Who. And those bass lines, and Paul McCartney and John Paul Jones, the bass players who really didn't just play the root of the chord, but really added textures and arrangement qualities in the music. It's something else to give it flavor, and these little melodies that they play in the bass line, for me, I find really, really satisfying.
And I feel when the dogs begin to smell her. Where's the smell of love?
Here comes the bridge again.
Where the dogs can find her. Got time, waiting for tomorrow. She find it, she find it, she find it. Where the dogs can find her. Got time, waiting for tomorrow.
Sorry.
To find it, to find it, to find it.
There it is again. There it goes. Like that little, I wonder how that happened. Why that happened. Why they decided to make that rhythmic decision there. I just love that.
Got time, waiting for tomorrow.
I like his voice a lot.
To find it, to find it, to find it. To find it. To find it.
Dude. I mean, come on. That is one hell of a rock and roll song. It's got all the elements. The song, the power, the arrangement, the vocals, the meaning, the intensity. That is 90s rock and roll, people. Also, building on the past. It's not coming out of nowhere. We know where these guys, we can hear their influences, but it's their own thing. Stone Temple Pilots, our number one song today. Moving on to number two. Don't forget to like, subscribe, bell icon, all that stuff. Leave comments. Stone Temple Pilots, come along on the journey with us. We're glad to have you around. Have a musical day.